Hey guys, Frotto5 here with episode number 1 of season number 2, episode number 11 in total this season. As we go through the new joiners to the Premier League, we've got Preston joining us, along with Watford and along with Swansea. Shocking. Preston is the shock one in there, definitely. They'll probably be the whipping boys. They'll probably be the boys that you definitely are going to get a result against. If we don't get a result against them, I'll be embarrassed. But if you remember in the previous episode, we mentioned Sean Longstaff got that 7-month ACL injury, and the man to replace him, picking him up on a free, Marco van Ginkel, he's been released by Chelsea in this career mode. So we've offered him a 3-year rotational contract, and he wanted a little bit more than we offered him. That's absolutely fine. The only problem with Van Ginkel is he is majorly injury prone. When he plays, I reckon he can do us a solid job. We just got to hope that he can stay fit and he can stay with us. As we look to here, Sel Leyoun, he wasn't with us last year. He was out on loan, so we have permanently sold him for 9.6 million. We're going to get 7 million of that added to our transfer budget, as we actually go and try and do a bit of business here with West Brom. For Matheus Pereira, had him in our career mode last year with West Brom right at the beginning. I think he was only on loan then, so we only had him 1 season in the Championship, and we didn't really get to use him that much. So I thought, they've been relegated in this career mode, West Brom, down to the Championship. He's only got 1 year left on his contract. Let's offer a little bit below his current value, see what West Brom say, get a bit of cheeky business done there, and Matheus Pereira, it looks right now as if we are signing him as we do go into contract negotiation terms. Hopefully this doesn't go wrong, hopefully we can pick him up, and hopefully he can come right into the team in that attacking midfield position. We are going for a slight change up in the formation this year, and we're going to try and be a bit more attacking. We're getting rid of the 5 at the back. You know, this season I don't care how many goals we concede, because we're going to try and score more. That is going to be the motto for this season. We're going to score more than we concede. But we are going to offer him 50,000 per week with a nice little signing on bonus, as well as a goal bonus of 1 million should he reach 15 goals. And I think this is a really good signing. I think it's a really clever signing. He's Premier League proven. He's a tricky, skillful player, and he should have an eye for goal as well, hopefully. As we've got another bit of business here with Benfica coming in and trying to get Jamal Lewis off of us. He is obviously the Northern Irish left back, and we're going to try and get a cheeky bit of money for him here. We're going to try and get a lot of money, because obviously, should we sell him, we can probably pick up a left back, a decently rated left back, for pretty cheap, and we can spend the rest of that money elsewhere. But Benfica, they're not willing to splash the cash on Jamal Lewis. That's absolutely fine by me. You can see how much money we've got already in our budget, as well as our wage budget. But thinking of Jamal Lewis leaving, I remembered we need a rotational left back, so I scouted through the whole leagues, I scouted through the free agents, and I found this guy right here, Declan John. He is a Welsh left wing back, and we're going to sign him on a rotational contract, 4 years, 15,000 per week, and that is really good. He actually needs to be retrained as a left back, because he's a left wing back, and the training takes, I think, because his defending's not the highest, the training's actually going to take him a couple of weeks. You know, normally it's like 2 weeks to go from a left wing back to a left back. He actually has, I think it's about 10 weeks to turn it from a left wing back to a left back, so that's pretty crazy actually. And then remembering that we need a left back, I remembered we need a right back. I want to replace DeAndre Yedlin. Obviously left in real life, he's joined Galatasaray in real life, I do believe. So we need to replace him as a right back. So I went with Brandon Williams from Manchester United. I think he's naturally a right back. He's just played at left back because of the injuries to Luke Shaw. So we are going to retrain him as a right back from that left back position. He's right-footed. So I don't know why you'd play a right-footed player on the left, especially on the left back. You know, a right-footed player on the left wing, that's fine because he can cut inside and shoot. But a right-footed left back just doesn't make sense. As we come into this one, taking on Crystal Palace, it's the first game of the season. And we're very unfortunate there not to go 1-0 up through Jamal Lascelles, whose header is saved by Jack Butland in net for Crystal Palace here today. As our new signing, Matheus Pereira, skips past a couple, back outside, he's going to skip past them again, lays it inside to Iheanacho, who's going to be our main striker for this season. Unfortunately, once again, though, Jack Butland is there to deny us the chance of going 1-0 up in this game, but just before half-time. A chance here for Crystal Palace as Wolf Zaha dinks the ball over to Andres Townsend, but thankfully for ourselves, Jamal Lewis intercepts St. Maxime to Pereira. Pereira's just going to look to knock it through to Ryan Kent, who has so much space in front of him. Back across to Kelechi Iheanacho, and we are now 1-0 to the good. The first game of the season, looking to start it off with a win. Hopefully we can do so, because that is a nice little start to the season, a lovely bit of finish. A combination from some old boys, some new boys, and it's really good to see. As just before the hour march though, unfortunately, Jeffrey Schlupp, it's a great bit of defending from our captain there in Jamal Lascelles, but unfortunately it does fall right back to Palace. It's a great save then by Freddie Woodman in goal, not Carl Darlow this time. And again, they're coming right back at us as Max Meyer plays it across to Kasper Dolberg. And unfortunately for ourselves, the Crystal Palace striker tucks it into the back of the net. The former Ajax man makes it 1-1. Back on level terms with Crystal Palace. If you remember, Iheanacho scored against them in that 4-0 victory. He scored a hat-trick against them. But they've come back, they've made some signings, and it seems like they've improved quite a lot. But in the 66th minute, Matheus Pereira is going to turn and he's just going to charge at their defence as he knocks it through to Callum Wilson one-on-one. He was offside. Really unfortunate to see, but St. Maxime this time against Tanganga. Stops, cuts inside. He's got the man in the middle to find, and Callum Wilson goes. And he goes down. Callum Wilson goes down again. And I just had enough at this point. I think I'm going to sell Callum Wilson because he is just injured all the time. And you can see here, we subbed him on for Iheanacho. So now we have to sub him back off for one of our youth strikers called Gibson. And he's really unfortunate there, actually, in the 91st minute that he's caught offside. Look how close it is. Bit of VAR action right there. Really close, really unfortunate. And that looks like the game is going to end as a 1-1 draw as we see the goal kick here from Jack Butland. He's just going to kick it upfield into the path of Van Ginkel, who doesn't quite win the header, but Eze heads it straight to Hayden. Hayden to Cook. Cook to Gibson. Gibson knocks it through to Pereira. Dribbling at the defence. Knocks it across to Gibson. And on his debut, the Youth Academy product wins the game for us. He makes it 2-1. Gibson's the name. And all you got to do, remember the name. Remember the name. Gibson. Alright? Remember the name. 2-1 is going to be the final score as Gibson makes it 2-1 in the 90th minute. 3 points coming with us on match day number 1. And I think it's a deserved result. You saw the chances we had compared to Palace. They really didn't create that much. Ourselves, we created quite a lot. But after a relatively easy game against Palace, this young man is returning to his former team in Manchester United as we travel to Old Trafford, ready to most likely receive a battering. Hopefully not, though. Hopefully we can defend throughout. As 23 minutes in, Castillejo whips the ball across. Maguire gets his head on it. Tries to just glance it onto the back post. Thankfully, though, it is wide of the post. I don't want Harry Maguire scoring against me. As Tony Martial into Bruno Fernandes. Skips past the tackle by Isaac Hayden. Lascelles is dragged out of position. Martial one-on-one. It's a great save from Woodman, forcing the corner. The young goalkeeper's done really well in these 2 games. Made some good saves. Pressured the players a lot. But he comes out, palms it away. Van der Beek takes a header. Scores a volley. Why does Van der Beek always score volleys off of corners for Manchester United against me? Scored that banger of a volley against me in the previous season, if you remember correctly. Why? I'm still mad about that goal because the AI never shoots from long range. And the one time they decide to, it actually goes in. It's infuriating. But another good save from Woodman, from Martial. It's only 1-0 at halftime, so we're still in this game. You know, we've still got a chance here. But Van der Beek doing the defensive duties there, steals the ball off of Ryan Kent. And he forces this counter-attack here as Bruno Fernandes over the top to... I've got a joke that we call him Marlon Greenwood, but it's not. And he tucks it past, he dinks it over the goalkeeper. And it's now 2-0. Greenwood, we had him on loan for the 6 months. And he goes and scores against us. You know, he's obviously been learning from training how to score against us, what to do, how to tuck the ball into the back of the net. We taught him that, you know. That wasn't United that taught him how to finish, it was us. As Bruno Fernandes into Fred. Little 1-2 between them once again. Fred charges it across. Martial can't get it away. A poor clearance from Ajayi makes it 3-0. Fred the goal scorer. And as I said, completely dominated in this game. We struggled. Their finishing was just too good. That was as simple as that. Their finishing was just world class in this one. As Rashford receives the ball, it's a lovely pinged ball over the top to him. He's got men in the middle to aim for. Goes to Martial. Martial just lays it across to Bruno Fernandes. He knocks it through to Greenwood. And once again, he's showcasing that finishing that we taught him at St James's Park as he makes it 4-0. Gets his second goal. Bit unfortunate to see him celebrating against us, but Mateus Pereira does get a consolation goal in the 71st minute. Working towards that bonus that we're giving him, obviously. 1 million for 15 goals. He's 14 away. Can he do it this season? But that is how the game's going to end. 4-1. A disappointing defeat, really, all things considered. But we're going to retrain, we're going to learn, we're going to come back in the next episode stronger. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. You can see the disappointment on some of our players' faces. They know they should have done better. I know I should have done better. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like, subscribe, and peace.